Let's get into some weather headlines. What we're going to talk about today because we got warm afternoons all week, pretty steady when the temperature forecasting. Isolated afternoon rain chances, keyword isolated. So not the greatest chance of getting a heavy downpour or anything like that. And certainly not impressed with rainfall totals, which we'll look at in a minute. Now, I was discussing this with my colleague, meteorologist Ross Muma, a little earlier. He's really worried about his chocolate Easter bunny melting this weekend. It's his tradition. He's got to have his chocolate bunny. He's going to be very grumpy. We don't want it to melt, but we got to be careful because it's going to be warm for Saturday and Sunday as well. So let's go to the big board right now, take a look at our current satellite and radar. We're going to have a little bit of a space theme tonight as well as we think about the Artemis II launch and that mission set to occur. 6:24 is when the window opens, and we see some of those showers here moving across towards the Gulf side. Right now, though, we're pretty good across the First Coast. A few spotty showers in Baker County, Columbia, and Union Bradford, but looking down towards the Space Coast, things looking a-okay at the moment and seem to be that way tomorrow too. So again, Wednesday, April 1, we've got the window opening 6:24 p.m. So that's the earliest it could occur. Of course, there could be adjustments made, but launch weather seems to be ideal right now. So looking pretty good there, at least as far as weather is concerned. Now, NASA put out this map, and I thought, hey, if the guys at NASA do this, why not borrow it from them? This is when you would actually be able to see the launch yourself. So you can stream it along with us, which we hope you will. But once it clears tower, you'll be able to look outside and per these kind of circles moving out and around and away from the Space Coast, you can kind of see when you'd be able to see it perfectly. So at St. Augustine, kind of in that 2 to 3 zone. So you'd take the launch, you'd add about 30 seconds to it. So not long after launch, watch it here with us. For Jacksonville, 40 seconds after launch. For Fernandina Beach, 50, and up into southeast Georgia, about a minute after launch time. So obviously look out towards the east, and that would apply to all the First Coast. You don't have to be on the beach. Of course, obviously going to be high enough to where you'll be able to get to see it. So between 30 seconds and a minute after, and then you can watch, and then once you get a couple minutes after launch, it'll be too high in altitude, but maybe see some contrails there as that sun will be setting. Of course, we're talking about 6:24, so sunset's going to be 7:46, but that sun angle will be low, and you might get some beautiful cloud conditions out of that. So we'll be watching. Wednesday temperatures 83 degrees after a low of 59, so very, very warm afternoon yet again. Looking at our futurecast modeling and talking about those rain chances. I mean, this is what we're talking about, very similar to today, just not the greatest chance. Can't rule out a quick shower in part of our western areas. By Thursday, some more moisture begins to move in off the coast, so we bump up those rain chances a bit for more folks. But again, nothing that's going to really bust our drought that we have been in. Friday, a little sea breeze action occurring. So off and on chances of rain, warm conditions through the work week as we get to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, low 80s. Some spots will see those mid 80s. By the weekend, we've got to worry about the chocolate bunny melting 86 degrees Sunday afternoon, maybe even some spots a little bit warmer than that with that 30% chance of a shower. Our next front makes its way in by Monday, Tuesday. We'll talk about that coming up in the next half hour, kind of bumping up those chances of showers.